Thank you. Welcome to the winter meeting. I'm glad that you all came as we begin our 12th year, and very proud of what started as a simple idea in 2005 has now led to more than 3,400 commitments, affecting the lives of more than 430 million people in 180 countries. It's a testament to the work and passion of the people in this room and all those who came before you. And I look forward to all the commitments that I hope we'll make today and in the years to come. So thank you very much. I know that all of you have busy lives, and I appreciate you carving out some time to be with us today. Some of you have been involved in CGI from the beginning. Some of you are here for the first time. Some of you are in between. Our basic idea is that we should be committed to building broadly based prosperity, equal access to health and education, and a more inclusive future. The winter meeting always gives us a chance to think about how we're going to have a better big meeting in September, but also to keep making progress. CGI's 2016 theme is Partnering for Global Prosperity. I don't know how many talks I've made over the last 14 years or so over the joys of the modern world, the unbelievable potential, the benefits that have come to virtually everybody in this room, and the major threats of inequality, instability, and unsustainability. We have to boost the promise and minimize the perils. And we have to do it together, government, business, and civil society. We believe that networks of creative cooperation, people working together, combining their strengths, combining their ideas, having constructive disagreements that lead to resolutions, the best way to solve problems. We have to pursue a future of shared prosperity, otherwise it will boomerang on all of us. The persistence of extreme poverty within and among countries is a burden on our conscience, but a hindrance to our common future. So what we're trying to do is to build inclusive governments, inclusive societies, and inclusive companies that we believe do actually better over the long run by trying to make sure everyone goes along for the ride. I just received, just in the last few days, a couple of examples of this, not directly related, one of them to CGI. One of them is part of our Health Matters initiative, but one of our partners, ADAPT, just got approval a few weeks ago, for the first ever nasal spray dosage of naloxone, the sort of miracle drug that will bring people back from almost certain death if they have overdosed on opioids, which can happen to people who either become addicted or people who make the mistake of mixing it with alcohol, not knowing that the combination deadens the part of the brain that tells your body to keep breathing while you're sleeping. Just a couple of days ago, Pennsylvania announced that it would be the first state in the country to have this spray in every high school in the state. The company promised to provide it to every high school in America. We have to do that with all the first responders and everything else. Another one of our partners made an auto-injection version of it available to first responders. Both of them have cut the cost. The nasal spray cuts the cost about $40 a dose. But the point is, we all did it together. And if we can get the distribution system to work as well as what has been done so far, and I got to compliment the FDA. They gave this approval in record time. We can make a big difference. McDonald's just announced that it had sold its 2 billionth serving of healthy side dishes of fruits and vegetables. When we started, the critics on one side said, oh, they're still serving food kids shouldn't eat. And the critics on the other side said, who wants to eat that stuff? Give me the fries and the cheeseburgers. 2 billion is a pretty hefty number, however you mention it. They did it because they thought it was the right thing to do, but now there's a market for it. Just parenthetically, if you're working on this anywhere in America, it takes at least 3 weeks for a child's taste buds to change. So you can't give up when they throw the school lunch in the trash the first time. It takes time, but it's worth it. The great writer Victor Hugo once said that there's nothing more powerful than an idea whose time has come. I hope that's true of an unprecedented era of cooperation. And we're going to have a chance to talk about it in a moment in a contentious context. I've seen how it works. I was in Kenya last summer viewing some of our own foundation's agricultural projects, but I went to one of our partners' programs called Wings to Fly. It involves the Equity Bank in Kenya and the MasterCard Foundation, headquartered now in Canada. There were 5,000 of the 10,000 poor kids that had been put into this program, mentored and supported. They had a high school graduation rate at about 98% and a college-going rate of over 95%. And they were there, Muslims and Christians together. So we read about Al-Shabaab killing people in a mall in Kenya and all the trouble along the Somali border, and it's all true. An 8.5-month pregnant nurse who worked for the Clinton Health Access Initiative and her partner were killed in that shooting slaughter. But those 5,000 kids I saw, and the 10 people they chose to talk to tell their life stories, are also true. And this is a battle going on inside the brains of billions of people around the world. How will I live? What's most important about my identity? What I'm against or what I'm for? Our common humanity or our interesting differences? So I know this will work, but is being severely put to the test by what we're going to talk about today, which is that we have the largest number of refugees and displaced people in the world since World War II. And it's an amazing, staggering problem. We had a little good news today because they finished the refugee conference in London yesterday on Syria. And they actually raised about $10 billion, maybe a little more than the goal of raising $9 billion. And I give a lot of credit to the biggest donor, excuse me, Germany. They pledged $2.6 billion. But the UK, with a considerably smaller economy, upped its pledge to $1.7 billion. The French are giving $1 billion. And I give a lot of credit to them. After what happened in Paris, the French president said, when asked, are you still going to take Syrian refugees? He said, absolutely. And they put a dollar figure on their commitment today. The United States has pledged just under $1 billion, and the rest comes from 28 donors. So that's good news. But we have to figure out what to do from here.